It's AR's first Arabic genre film. He took this brave step because he's like, I don't do horror. Very proud of you, AR.
You said your childhood was very grim, dark, and neurotic. What does it mean?
It starts growing inside you like cancer and eating you up slowly. So it can be really horrific to be in an environment that doesn't nurture you as a child. And I grew up like being super insecure. And when I found cinema, it was such a beautiful way for me to get it all out. I was completely smitten by my father's private film collection. Even though you have 17 films later, they still don't take you seriously because it was always a boys' club. We're 3% of the whole industry. Now it's up to 9%. It's still a devastating number. I also went to see a therapist. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. We need to stop making that sound like a taboo.
What should parents teach their daughters?
They don't clip their wings. That's so important. I mean, we are literally half of the world, right? There's never been a cheering crowd. Cinema is not a priority. I've broken a lot of glass ceilings, but there's never been drum rolls.
Finally, Nayla, we have you on our podcast here with us. Thank you so much for making time and coming down.
A beautiful pleasure to see a fellow radio jockey like me.
Yeah,
You take me back to my old vocation.
Let's start from there. When was this that you were working as a radio presenter?
I took a gap year, which is very popular in the West, not very popular here, but I was just kind of making my way into pushing my family to say yes to film. So I had time to kind of burn, and I thought radio would be amazing. And there was a professor when I was in school who said, whatever you do in life, do radio once. You'll always remember it. It's one of those things that really does give you so much confidence because you're just using your voice, right? And people don't judge you. They don't see you. They fall in love with the voice.
Ooh.
So that was such an incredible experience. And Meki Abdallah, who was my first boss, rest in peace. He passed away.
Rest in peace, yeah.
Yeah, when I interviewed, I told him, I said, if you hire me, I'm gonna quit in 1 year. And he's like, what? I'm like, I'm just being honest with you. I will give you the best year ever. Like, I'll put in 200%. I'll go fast as Lamborghini. I'll do whatever you need. But I will leave because I want to study film. Okay. I got hired in the same, literally 10 minutes later, he's like, you're on board. And,
I can see now how you got hired. I mean,
he took me under his wings. Yeah.
I'm sitting and interviewing you, I'd hire you instantly again for radio.
That's very kind.
Okay, so radio is where you started your
Yes.
journey from. But
Yes.
you were just 18 when you made your first film. Sweet 16?
Yes, I
Short
was
film?
no, I was much younger. I think I was going 14 to 15, and I shot it on 8mm using Kodak film reel, and I think Kodak's coming back now again, which is cool.
Just 14, 15 when you shot your first film. I don't even remember what I was doing back then.
There's a good reason, because I was completely smitten by my father's private film collection. He used to collect films from all around the place, and he would have an amazing Betamax, I'm 47, VHS tapes that exposed me to the film culture and cinema maturity quickly in my time. People would watch a lot of cartoons, and I would watch actual films. Like I watched Boot Polish when I was 7. That was my number one influence. And then, it was no stopping after that.
All right. So what all kind of films have you watched while growing up that made you do it eventually?
Yeah, so...
All sort of films, all genres?
All genres. I even watched a horror film that I shouldn't have watched at the age of 12, which is terrible. But yeah, no, all genres, like good films, bad films, whatever you name it, yeah.
Oh, wow. Sweet 16 when you were just 14.
Yes.
Right? So, when that film came out, you had not studied filmmaking.
No, we had very basic acting and media classes in school, but no, it wasn't like a serious... Of course not, I was so young.
So I want to ask you this. While growing up, there were not many cinema halls here in the UAE.
Correct.
In Dubai specifically. You grew up in Dubai?
Yes. So there were cinema halls, but they were all just primarily for the Asian audience. So it's mainly Indian films. And then I believe the first cinema when it came out, the first film I ever saw that was English was Titanic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was 99, 98, somewhere
Something
around
like that, yeah. Wow. I am old.
Oh, wow. Really? Yeah. Okay, so what all Hindi films you watched while growing up? Asian films that you're talking about right now?
Purana Mandal or Mandir, I think it was called. It was
Purana Mandir.
Yeah, that was the horror film.
Legendary film, huh?
Oh my Lord. I remember the painting with the eyes that moved as the...
And so crappy.
Yeah, exactly. I remember films like... I think it was not Sinbad or something. Yeah, maybe. And it had Helen in it. You know, the dancer. She was amazing.
Yes.
You know,
Salman
a
Khan's
lot of Mukri films. You know, the actor Mukri.
Yes, I know.
A lot of his films. There's a lot of black and white.
Tayyab Ali Pyar Ka Dushman.
Oh my
Hi,
lord,
hi,
you know a
Mukri.
lot. Yes, and
Wow.
you know what's interesting? I mean, at that time, I don't think it had the reputation of being a Bollywood industry. It was more like Indian cinema, right? Indian film. So you had films with a lot of nuance, and it wasn't so like nowadays, you know, song and dance and lots of action. A lot of them actually were very subdued with a beautiful storyline.
And
people
a
had-
social message.
Yes, and people had a lot of patience to watch these films, but they were art. They were like moving art. So I missed that time. And you can say the same thing about different industries, especially Hollywood. Now it's like taking a nosedive with obviously streamers coming over, but also with just another 608 Marvel films that we're so tired of.
608,
But I
very
think a lot of
specific.
amazing voices are breaking through the world right now, since the democratization of storytelling has happened through the world of streaming.
Okay, let's go back when you were
Yes.
watching those Asian films. You mentioned Mukri, and I'm sure, and I'm glad that you mentioned Mukri, because a lot of people from India wouldn't know who Mukri is. And I'm sure there's going to be a picture here somewhere
Yes.
while we are talking about
Yes.
it. But, you know, it's great that you mentioned intricately about this. Who all...
And Johnny
were-
Walker, who
Johnny
used to make
Walker,
me laugh so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still
Sar
remember
jo
his
tera
laugh.
चकराए या दिल डूबा जाए, आजा प्यारे
yeah.
पास हमारे काहे घबराए. That was the
Encyclopedia
song.
you are. Yeah.
I've been doing films and
Yeah.
talking about films for a long time now. So, yeah, who all were the actors from India particularly
Yeah.
who impacted you apart from Mukri, apart from the film that you talked about, Purana Mandir, which was okay.
You mentioned him.
Yeah.
Nasruddin Shah, you mentioned
Nasruddin
him.
Shah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you met him?
No, I came so close because I was hosting an event that night and he was at the same venue, but a different section of the venue. So I thought how amazing and insane it would have been if he came for the Q&A. But unfortunately, that didn't work out. But yeah,
All right. So
one day.
So you were studying at the time when you were making movies as well. So would you bunk classes to go watch a movie?
Oh, are you joking? I mean, there's some stuff I can't even tell you here because it's so like, you know,
Really?
not
Tell me
allowed.
at least one of them.
I'll give you a hint. School time, security, not allowed to go out. Do stuff like gifts and stuff to, you know, leave and come back. I would literally go watch a movie and come back. Terrible.
Wow.
Terrible. Just to go watch a movie. I was obsessed. I was so obsessed. I remember watching 5 films back to back every day. Like it was an obsession. And when we went to Singapore, I was so amazed that there was this a different world. Like the television had different channels, different films that you don't have access to back in the UAE. So I'm like, what is this? Like, you know, Singaporean films or whatever films they had at that time. And I would watch them. And I would cry if they had to take me out to Sentosa or something. And I would tell my dad, like, I just want to sit and watch films. They're like, why did we bring you? We just should have left you back home just to be like a TV addict. So I did have an addiction of watching films.
Okay, so do you remember which was that one movie that impacted you to actually get into films?
I would think it's Boot Polish just because it's from my early core memory. I mean, it doesn't mean it's my favorite film, but it's the film that stirred a lot of kind of emotion in me. It was very close to home, I think. You know what I mean? In the sense, the storyline was very similar to something that I was going through.
As a child, when you say, okay, I'm going to be a filmmaker one day, right? People don't take you seriously. For example, my
They
daughter...
still don't take us seriously.
Really?
So nothing changes. Even though you have 17 films later, they still don't take you seriously. I don't know if it's a female thing. It's women got into this really late in the game because it was always a boys' club. It's still a very much boys' club, right? We're 3% of the whole industry in the sense that we have published work. Now, that was a few years ago. Now it's up to 9%. It's still a devastating number if you think about it. Producers, female producers, have gone up to 40%, which is amazing.
Wow.
But female directors, no.
Still a rare breed.
Yes.
And you're the OG female filmmaker
me
here
feel like
in
a
the UAE.
dinosaur, thank you,
No,
but
no,
yes.
I mean it with utmost respect.
Thank you so much.
And that you're a dinosaur.
Thank you so much. I'd like to even choose the style of that dinosaur if that's possible.
You're
Maybe a
T-Rex,
T-Rex.
You're eating up the box
There
office.
you go,
So I like
T-Rex.
it. So Nayla, you've been doing great work, and I think you've done 14 films till now, and the 15th is coming up, or how is
So
it?
I've just no. I mean, my long format is not that heavy. I have 4 long format, 2 docus and 2 feature films. One I just wrapped recently, and I have some amazing news about it. But I've done a lot of shorts. There was a time they used to call me Queen of Shorts because I think I've done 18 shorts. It's a
Yeah,
lot of shorts.
you have.
And 2 were on Netflix, so that was amazing.
Absolutely. I think one was Animal.
Yes.
The other one was The Shadow. The Shadow was the first film that I watched
Okay.
by you. It was
Oh, wow.
2019, I think.
Okay.
And then it came out, I think, in 2022 on Netflix.
Yes,
if I'm not
correct.
wrong, right?
Yes.
So that was the first Nayla Al Khaja film that I watched. And I'm very much into horror.
Okay.
I love horror films.
Oh, wow, okay.
And specifically Jinn-related films.
Oh, wow, okay.
Okay, so this was one film that got me into it. And it is a very simple film, but
Yes.
a very profound film.
Thank you.
It's a very rounded, very complete film. And I'm talking about it as a critique, honestly. While growing up, in one of the interviews that I was watching, you said your childhood was very grim, dark, and neurotic. What does it mean?
Watch Animal.
Is it inspired
It's
from
a
your...
bio.
Is it inspired
Yeah.
from your own
Yeah,
life?
100%. Like frame by frame. It's
Can you
horrific.
give me a brief about the movie? Because unfortunately, I haven't watched it. I'll go and watch it today itself.
Oh, it's just about. It's very hard for me to speak about it, to be very honest with you, because it talks about emotional abuse without physical abuse that could be really scarring,
Yeah.
but one that is so embedded deeply in fear that it starts growing inside you like cancer and eating you up slowly. It's the kind of fear that got my mom into a state of paralysis, actually, from waist down. So it can be really horrific to be in an environment that doesn't nurture you as a child. And as a child, when you see things that are not child-friendly, age-wise, it could really make you extremely insecure. And I grew up like being super insecure, and I had to find my outlet. And when I found cinema, it was such a beautiful way for me to get it all out, like get that exorcism of my insecurities, like get rid of all these jinns in my mind. They say the jinn is there, but it's really mental disease, right? So you need to get rid of that. Not be shy about it and be bold and brave to look at yourself in the mirror. And this is what I loved about COVID. We had such a time to pause. You started looking yourself in the mirror and saying, you know what? I have these issues and I haven't dealt with them, and it scares me to my core. It's time I face it and really move on.
How do you, as a person, come out of such a situation when, all you think of, all you see is darkness?
So you basically do a lot of things. It gives me joy to be on set. So that's like my home, when I'm on set. So when I'm making films, my husband says it's such an expensive therapy because you're spending so much money. I also went to see a therapist. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. We need to stop making that sound like a taboo. There's nothing wrong with that.
Spot on.
Sometimes when you speak to a person who is completely not linked to you and won't judge you and has nothing to do with your life, I feel like the words that might come out of that person would really help you in a way. And I think that was really, really helpful to me. And I hope that whomever's listening right now does consider it, even if it's something simple, even if it's like, let's say, I don't know, a sentence once someone said to you that you can't get out of your system. There are a lot of techniques to help you kind of get rid of just old baggage. Make sense?
Does, big time. Impacted me, in fact. Well said.
Yeah.
Well said, Nayla. In the same interview, you said your challenge wasn't just being a woman, but being in a space that doesn't acknowledge you. Now, that's a very strong word. So how are you breaking these stereotypes, and what does it mean when you say that it doesn't acknowledge me?
Because of the industry I'm in. If I was in AI, if I was in, let's say, sports, anything else, I would be way hailed. I'll be, in a space where I've broken a lot of glass ceilings, but there's never been drum rolls. There's never been a cheering crowd. My cheering crowd is you, like people who are around me, people who send me emails, young girls who say, oh my God, I want to be like you. Can you speak to my parents? These are my cheering crowds. Those are the voices that keep me going. But if I rely on the system understands film, but it's not a priority. Cinema is not a priority. It will never be, because maybe it's too scary of a deal. Because then comes the red tape, the censorship. How do you overpass all these things, or kind of jump above the roadblocks that you have? So for me, I feel like if it was any other industry, I would be way further down, and I have to fight 10 times harder and knock the door with my knuckles till they bleed for someone just to give me just to even like look and say, okay, let's consider a conversation here. So I've learned how to create those moments for myself. I've learned how to say, you know what, let's embrace all religions, all cultures, all voices, and see who I can align myself for this particular project to move forward. So I'm very proud to say that both films, I was able to raise the entire financing myself, which is not a small feat. It was actually a quite big, large amount of money, especially when you convert it to AED.
Yeah.
So I did that, with just pure sheer determination. Of course, I'm extremely also lucky that I have an amazing staff surrounding me. I have people who believe in what I do, and I love what I do. So even if nothing major happens, I just continue doing this because I really deeply believe in it.
Something major is going to happen with Bab.
I hope it opens up.
Yeah,
because it means door.
So Bab is coming up, and it means door, and it's going to open the doors for you, I'm sure, as a filmmaker, not just here in the UAE, but in India, in Bollywood, in Hollywood, inshallah. And that's going to change things. You're working with A.R. Rahman. How was the experience of...
It's been a wonderful ride. It's surreal, like the film we're making, or the film... Yeah, we are making. We're still making it. It's A.R.'s first Arabic genre film.
Wow.
So very proud of you, A.R. that you took this brave, he's probably laughing, that you took this brave step because he's like, I don't do horror. I'm like, yeah, but have you heard? Like, did you hear what you just created? It's amazing. Like, he did a stunning dark aria. He did a wonderful grungy sound in some of the scenes. Yes, it might not be his palette that he's used to, but isn't that nice to be challenged, to do something completely different?
Absolutely.
So I think that's what... I think he appreciated that, and he appreciated my transparency with him at all times.
How's your relationship with A.R. Rahman now?
Well, we joke around and I say like candid, like I put that label, he didn't. So I'm like, oh, I'm your new BFF. He's like, really? You are? I'm like, yeah. That's it. He's like, fine. You know what? You could be my agent for me, and I'm like, done.
So it's imposed on him.
It's imposed, 100%. I was able to get you, and I was able to afford you. Let's say, but he did give me a slack for sure because it's my, obviously I can't afford him, but in the sense that he probably sensed the passion, my determination, and he's like, no, I want to work with this woman. So that was nice.
Wow. I've been a huge A.R. Rahman fan. We were talking about
I
it
can
off air,
see
by
that,
the way.
yeah.
So
I'm sure you'd like
starting from Roja to Bombay
Yeah.
to Dil Se to Rockstar to even now that the films that he's coming out with. I love each and every song that Rahman has composed, and he has had a deep impact on me as well. Maybe that's one reason why I started loving music so much and eventually became a jock. It's A.R. Rahman.
Yeah.
The first song that changed me in a way was Kehna Hi Kya Ke Main Ek Anjan Se Jo Mili. It was from Bombay. Because the kind of tabla that A.R. Rahman has composed in that song, I had never heard it before. All the tabla we had heard was this.
Yeah.
And nothing
And
what
he
Rahman
broke.
had.
He does that. He
broke
breaks it.
stereotype,
Yes. And he has a song, ladies and gentlemen, in my film, which I'm
Wow,
very proud of.
I was about to come to that.
Which has his daughter and my voice in. So we
You're
did
singing?
a little bit, right at the end. It was actually also my idea because like he was singing and I got so much into the zone, and his daughter has this beautiful angelic voice, as you may know. And they were singing together, and I'm like, can I add something in the end? Because of course it's my language, so I was able to interject, and he goes, brilliant, let's do it. So we did that, and I like the way he collaborates with other artists. He really respects his artists. He listens to them. He doesn't undermine their, let's say, creativity. He's linked me to other artists in India, so I'm very, really grateful for that. So it turned out to be a super, super soulful song. Not your typical AR, but the horror stuff is really interesting.
I'd love to play that song on my show one day.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yes.
Once the film comes out, when is it coming out?
Somewhere I'm targeting around after Ramadan, so let's say next year, April.
Have you got Netflix on board for this?
No, so the way we're going around this is we will have a sales agency, and then we'll see whomever gives us the best deal.
All right, that's great. Yeah. Okay, so Nayla, just like A.R. Rahman, I am a huge fan of Shah Rukh Khan as well. So would you ever, want to make a film with Shah Rukh Khan? Would you ever?
Yeah, I would love to direct him in a cross-cultural love story where he gets completely smitten in a different culture he's not used to.
He's almost 60. Still a love story?
Yeah. I mean, imagine him, I don't know, falling in love with a Japanese woman and some weird era in the samurai era or something, just something completely out, like not even in his zone.
Something that he has never done.
Exactly. Just that. I think that always gets them excited because they're so used to doing the same mold every now and then, which of course works. That's why they repeat them. But it's nice to take a challenge and do something completely different.
All right. So have you seen his movies?
Please don't get mad at me. I've seen his older stuff, not the newer stuff.
Name one.
Oh boy. Kiran.
Oh, good one. Good one. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Dar. That was what the film was. Yeah, the recent film that he got a national award for was Jawan.
Jawan.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is the highest earning Bollywood film ever.
Why do I always hear that about every film coming out of Bollywood?
That's how it is with Bollywood.
Every time it's like it's the highest earning.
Okay, so we've talked about your childhood. If there's one advice that you want to give to all the parents who are listening to us right now, especially parents of daughters, what do you want to say to them? What should parents teach their daughters?
I would say don't strip away their confidence. Don't be scared of their dreams, and just let them be who they are meant to be. Of course, I'm not saying be their best friend from the first day. Be their parent, that's really important. But, show them that respect goes both ways. And I feel like if the parent is nurturing enough and they know how to push and pull at the right time, you will have a sound, balanced child. So I think it's important that parents, specifically for women, that they don't clip their wings. That's so important. I mean, we are literally half of the world, right? Like half the population of the world. So, that's like my phobia with planes. It's like a plane without one massive wing. I don't want to be on that flight. Thank you very much.
Okay, tell me this.
Yes.
From UAE's first female screenwriter, director, scriptwriter to Netflix, and now collaborating with A.R. Rahman, you're just going places.
I'm just impressed the way you carried that like an RJ. Like it's like a trailer. You made it sound like a movie trailer. Coming soon.
I am auditioning for you.
Perfect. I can see that.
So how does 8-year-old Nayla feel proud about the woman that you've become now?
I think the 8-year-old me would be like,
watching Exorcist?
No, yes, and not have time for the person I am right now. But 8-year-old, what do they know? She'll probably look at it and say, "Oh, that's all. You just did 2 feature films," Because I'm very hard on myself.
All right.
Yeah, extremely. And I feel like I just started in this industry. Although I have been in it for 3 decades, but I truly mean it. I just started. I just understood. It's like I just landed. My plane just landed. I'm like, oh. So that's what it takes. And then I'm like, okay, because now I understand the whole ecosystem. It's not just film, but it's film politics, geopolitics, distribution, partners, who wants to do what, who's dodgy, who's not, what kind of money. And money is important. Not any money that you raise is important, because even smart money can be very important. You raise money that actually pushes your film forward and not kills your film. So there's just so much depth and layers. Over the years, I was able to accumulate, and this is why I feel I just landed, and I'm about to begin. So it's exciting.
That's just humility from you.
No, not really. I'm serious.
What does an 8-year-old know? What does a 14-year-old know? For all I know, a 14-year-old was making films when she was 14. Thank you so much, Nayla, once again for coming here.
Thank you so much. Thank you.